When I was asked to introduce Danno, Scott McFarlane told me, quote, keep it to 1 minute. Right. And in that time, quote, talk about his 25-year career and his accomplishments at JPZ. Well, Scott, thanks for the whole minute. But clearly that's an impossible task. But it was prophetic in a way, because Scott said 1 minute, 60 seconds, the length of a typical radio spot, an increment of time that has literally driven Danno's career since he broke into the syndicated radio business in the mid-'80s. Quite frankly, with all due respect, Scott, I'm going to need a little bit more than 60 seconds. In deference to the audience, I'm going to forego reading Danno's accomplishments. They are truly impressive, but you can read it on your own. I'm actually having some of the students pass around his web bio, so feel free to read it and be impressed at all of his accomplishments. Knowing Danno for the past 26 years, I can safely tell you that his seemingly endless list of successes are actually born out of just a handful of character traits that are deeply woven into Danno's fabric. These are character traits that make Danno the man he is, and it's this unique makeup of traits that drives the many of Danno's successes. This is what I'd like to share with you tonight, and I'm going to try to do that in 60 seconds. One of Danno's dominant traits is courage. In the face of adversity, Danno comes back even stronger and more determined than before. You're looking at a man who was a VP for the largest syndicated radio company in the world, and rather than be happy with that, he quit and started a company that directly competed with his former employees, and he's kicking their ass. Another trait that drives Danno is ethics. Danno's very black and white. Either it's right or wrong. This cut and dry view has earned Danno a reputation of being a trusted confidant in the radio business. There are literally hundreds of program directors who trust Danno's opinion because they know from experience he's high in ethics and he's all about doing the right thing. Stamina. Simply put, Danno may be without equal in this area. I cannot possibly count the number of emails I have received from Danno at 2 or 3 in the morning. Nobody works harder, nobody works longer. Belief. Danno exudes belief. The value that Danno believes his company brings to radio stations around the country is so high, he unintentionally seduces programmers into working with him. It is this belief, this conviction, that comes through in everything that Danno does. These character traits, courage, ethics, stamina, and belief, make up the essence of who Danno is. This is a true snapshot of the man who's being inducted tonight. I need my last 30 seconds to tell you about one key ingredient that has been an enormous part of Danno's success, his family. In addition to all these character traits, Danno is truly blessed by having a wife like Laura, whom he has been with since they were teenagers. Laura is not just the mother of his 3 beautiful kids, Rebecca, William, and Nathan. She's also his business partner at Envision Radio. Laura is Danno's strength and compass, a true partner in every sense of the word. They make an amazing team. So how can one man be so lucky? Well, if you were paying attention to the speech at all, you'll realize luck has nothing to do with it. Danno has made it happen because of the essence of who he is and how he lives. It's my true pleasure and honor to introduce the first member of the inaugural class of the JPZ Hall of Fame, Mr. Alpern Danno Wolkoff.